nowhere left to run. Below it, a wolf pack is closing in, and on this mountain, one wrong step could be more dangerous than the predators themselves. But the goat has one advantage the wolves don't. This impossible terrain isn't a prison to it, it's a weapon. Every tiny ledge gives the goat a way forward, where the wolves cannot follow. Then, for one terrifying second, the mountain takes control. A single hoof slips, and hundreds of loose stones disappear into the abyss. The goat catches it. The pack changes tactics. They stop chasing the goat and start reading the mountain. If they can predict where they may still find a way around. But the goat has already spotted something the wolves haven't. There it is. Hidden inside the cliff is a route almost impossible to see from below. The goat doesn't hesitate. It begins climbing toward a place the wolves may never be able to reach. The route gets steeper with every step, but the goat's hooves are built for this world. Tiny ridges in the rock are enough to support its weight. Hundreds of feet below, the wolves can only watch. But the wolves aren't giving up. They find another route through the mountain, and suddenly, the distance between predator and prey begins to disappear. The wolves are climbing faster than expected. The safe distance is disappearing. And just when the goat reaches the next ridge, another problem appears. A gap in the rock with nowhere to go around. There is no path around it. Behind the goat, the wolves are getting closer. Ahead is a gap, and beyond it, the only escape.
For most animals, this would be impossible, but mountain goats were born for moments like this. With the wolves closing in, the goat makes a decision that could mean survival or a fall into the abyss.
The impossible happens. The goat reaches the other side. A jump measured in seconds has created a distance the wolves cannot overcome. The mountain still has more dangers waiting. The wolves are behind it now, but the mountain isn't finished. Above the ridge, a winter storm is building fast, and at this altitude, cold can become just as deadly as a predator. The storm hides another danger beneath the snow: ice. One hoof slips, and the goat nearly loses its balance. Out here, the things you can't see can be the most dangerous of all. The goat needs shelter is disappearing. Then, it finds a small cut of rock that could mean the difference between ending the storm and freezing in it. The shelter offers protection from the storm. But the goat doesn't relax, disappear into the darkness. And the goat isn't the animal that knows this shelter exists. But the tracks belong to something smaller. A red fox is already inside. Neither animal wants a fight. Shelter may be more valuable than territory. For now, neither animal attacks. The storm has changed the rules. A predator? On this mountain, survival sometimes means knowing when not to fight.
As daylight disappears, the temperature falls. Tonight,
outside, the mountain has vanished. There is no endurance. Nothing to chase, nowhere to go. Dawn. At last, the storm breaks. The mountain that disappeared overnight has returned, transformed beneath a blanket of snow. The goat survived the cold. The storm has erased almost everything, but not these tracks. The pack may already be moving again. They made it through the storm, and now the pack is back. The goat has gained a little distance, but the wolves have something new on their side.
Fresh snow changes the chase. Every step becomes harder for the goat, while the wolves keep following its trail. The snow is slowing the escape, and the pack is closing the distance again.
The chase begins again. The goat is fighting through snow almost as deep as its legs, while the wet. For a few seconds, neither predator nor prey can see what lies ahead. The whiteout clears just enough to reveal the next decision. Two routes lie ahead. One is deep snow. The other is a narrow strip of exposed rock. The goat chooses the path only it can trust. The pack doesn't follow as one. They split up, testing both routes at once. One mistake could leave the goat cornered, but every step along this ledge gives it another few seconds of distance. The ledge is getting narrower. Here, speed means nothing. But they can't risk the same mistake. For the first time, the goat has a real advantage. The goat makes it across. The narrowest section is behind it, and the wolves can't follow. But three members of the pack are still searching below. The chase isn't over yet. The goat thought the narrow ledge had bought enough time. It was wrong. Three wolves have another route, and now they're climbing from below. The pack is closing in from both sides. The plateau is close, but the easiest route is blocked. The goat tests the snow and feels it shift beneath its hoof. Behind it, the wolves keep climbing. Every second removes another option. Then the goat finds something the wolves didn't see, a narrow passage through the rock. It is barely wide enough to cross. but if it can reach the other side before the pack arrives. The passage is barely wide enough. The goat squeezes through, one careful step at a time. Behind it, the wolves reach the entrance, but the rocks have created a barrier the pack cannot easily overcome. The passage works, but it leads to another cliff. The goat has escaped the pack on the other side, must decide whether to cross or keep searching. There is only one crossing, a narrow bridge of rock, barely wide enough for a hoof. But the goat, an extraordinary ability to balance on the mountain's smallest footholds. One hoof at a time, the goat tests every surface for trusting it with its weight. A single mistake could send it into the valley below. Across, the goat has done what the wolves cannot. The gap has finally predator from prey. But survival isn't about winning one moment. It is about reaching somewhere the danger can't follow. Higher ground offers something the goat has been fighting for since the chase began: space, safety, and a chance to breathe. Escaping the wolves was only one battle. Now comes another. Food is buried beneath the snow, surviving enough nourishment. For a mountain goat, completely empty. Beneath the snow, life is still hiding. The goat scrapes away the frozen surface and finds a few precious stems. But in winter, even a small meal can make the difference. Even after escaping the wolves, the mountain never truly becomes quiet. A golden eagle watches from the rocks above. It isn't, but the calm doesn't last. The wind begins to rise, and even the eagle leaves its perch. On these exposed ridges, weather can change in minutes. The goat has survived. The wind is getting stronger, and the open plateau offer protection. The goat has learned this lesson before. Ahead, a cluster of rocks offers one thing it does. The second storm arrives faster than expected. Within minutes, the mountain disappears behind another wall, a single challenge. It is one challenge after another. Even the shelter is being tested. Snow is beginning to push inside, and the wind is finding every opening in the rocks. This refuge could become a trap.
The entrance is disappearing. Snow is piling higher with every gust. The goat can't simply wait for the storm to end. If the opening closes completely, fresh air and escape could become a problem.
The goat doesn't wait. It digs. With every scrape, it pushes the loose snow away from the entrance. In this environment, survival often comes never stop adapting.
At last, the storm begins to break. The goat clears the entrance and steps back in the open mountain air. The danger hasn't disappeared, but for now, the mountain is quiet again.
The mountain tested everything it had. Wolves, deep snow, freezing winds, two storms, where one mistake could mean the end.